So my brother hit me up, and he wanted me to do. Well, he wanted me to go more into how I was able to purchase the gaming laptop that I did my review on in my last video for the Asus G752 VY-RH71 laptop. And this is basically just a part two to my review slash discussion video. And I think I'm pretty much done with the review. If there's anything else that I left out, I'll just address it right here. So he wanted me to elaborate and go more into how I was able to afford getting this laptop because in my last video I made it absolutely clear that I did not pay for this laptop like straight out of straight out of pocket. Like, no. And I also said in my last video that if you just happen to have a micro center in your city, state, or area and you have access to it, then you'll pretty much be able to trade up for it the same way that I did and save yourself, some money. I mean, technically, when you do the math, you're pretty much paying the same amount, but you'll have a lot more time to save up for it in the meantime. So, I guess I'll start from the beginning. So basically, I've been looking to upgrade the laptop that I've had for fucking years, which was it was a HP laptop. I'm going to show you what it looks like right quick. Well, right here is a picture of the G752 laptop that I ended up getting in the end. Has like the plastic. Well, not the plastic, but like the little micro covering over it and whatever. I still don't know what the fuck I did with that. I think I might have accidentally threw it away, which I probably shouldn't have done. But either way, it doesn't matter. I'm about to get like a keyboard protector for it and shit. So I was actually looking to upgrade this HP laptop that I've had, and this is actually what it is right here. This HP G62. I'm pretty sure my brother probably seen it. I was actually trying to do everything on this fucking laptop. Hell, I was even trying to install Windows 10 on this piece of shit. Like I've had this laptop for at least I've had this laptop for a while. I think I've had it for like 3 years plus without even getting a new one. Yeah. So like as you can see, this laptop is a piece of fucking shit. I mean, it looks nice on here, but I mean, overall, this laptop was mainly just for basic use, and I tried to do practically everything you can possibly imagine on it. Like when I first bought it, I tried to, really funny story, but I tried to install the PS2 emulator on here. Yeah, you can kind of imagine how the hell that turned out, right? Like if nothing else, I was only able to run at least games up to the PS1 and anything around that era. So, regardless of that, I still, had fun with this laptop either way. But yeah, I was basically looking to upgrade this laptop because I've ran into a lot of issues with this laptop. Cooling issues and fucking hardware issues. Like you name it, I ran into it all with this fucking laptop. well, one of the most annoying things I've been through with this fucking laptop was the fact that like this not this side but like the other side of it. I think if I go over it, yeah, like this side right here was like breaking apart. You know, like I actually had to have it a certain way so that it wouldn't, like just fall apart. Had hinge problems and just dumb shit, man. It was just a fucking nightmare. So, yeah, long story short, I was looking to upgrade this laptop, and I was in Best Buy, and I wasn't really looking to buy shit. I was just window shopping around, and I just happened to go to their laptop. I was happening to go into their like laptop section, and I actually ran into the Lenovo G51, right? And at the time, it was like 249, and I actually had the money to pay for it, but that would have been my whole like damn near my whole check right there if I actually went through and paid for this laptop. But at the time, I just didn't give a fuck, man. I was trying to upgrade, you know, this laptop than my HP laptop anyway. And it basically had the same specs aside from the fact that it had Windows 10 and that it had an AMD processor. You know, practically it was going to be my first time ever switching over to AMD in the first place. I didn't hear good things at all, but at the time I didn't really give a fuck. I was actually starting to think that I could actually run my PS2 emulator on this thing. So I ended up buying it, right? Ended up taking it back home. Tried to install the PS2 emulator. No. It wasn't like it was just mostly a situation where my GPU was actually good enough to run the shit, but the CPU, no, was not good enough. You know. So at that point, um, I went to another pawn shop. Well, actually, no, I didn't go to another pawn shop. I just happened to run into a pawn shop that had an Asus laptop that came out around the same year, I guess that this came out. Somewhere around that area. It was either like it was just somewhere around that era. You know what I mean? I don't know. I forgot what the fuck it looks like, but it had an iCore 5 CPU in it. And I was like, well, shit. I'll just have that then, right? Because I heard that an iCore 5 can actually run a PS2 emulator. So I ended up buying it. I ended up trading this in, and you know paid the difference of $100, and then after that, I got the laptop like just straight out. Took it to work one day. Tried to install this, and it actually ran, but it was just it was pretty much the same old shit where I had to keep on going over here to these settings and start doing speed hacks and just putting it in the best settings possible just to get the best frames out of it. Always had to keep on going over here or going over here to fuck with the plug-in settings, and like it was just stupid. you know it was basically the complete opposite of the problem that I had when I got this laptop. It was the case of the CPU being good enough, but the GPU actually not not being good enough, not being able to render any of the images and all that. So after running into that problem, I pretty much just snapped and just said, you know what, to hell with this shit. I want me a legitimate gaming laptop. I want a gaming laptop that can actually run the games that I want to run. Which at the time was like the PS2 emulator and anything equivalent to that, like the GameCube and all that. PSP, like the whole nine, right? So I went on Micro Center's website, and I didn't run into this laptop, but I just started looking around for budget gaming laptops that I could buy. That was at least around like $800. And eventually, I actually went to Micro Center myself. Started looking around, and eventually I ran into this, right? And I saved up enough money to buy it. And it took me a while, but I was actually able to save up enough money to buy it. Yeah, just gonna turn on a little bit of music just cause. But so when I finally got this, all right, I mean, there is no doubt about it, man. My heart was pounding like a motherfucker because I knew that once I got this fucking laptop, that it was gonna be able to do exactly what the fuck I wanted it to do. Right? So I took this baby home. I set it up. Set up the PS2 emulator on it. Went through the painful process of downloading, games and all that shit on it, right? Well, actually, just a game. Turn this down a bit, but yeah, man, was finally able to do what the fuck I wanted to do on this shit. And truth be told, I was actually going to settle just for this laptop alone, right? Like, this is just gonna be it. Like, I wasn't gonna go any higher than this. I pretty much did everything I could just to save up money to buy this anyway. And I paid, pretty much $799.99 plus tax, which equated to $850. Like, straight out, just to buy this laptop, right? And it's really weird because I was actually just going to settle for this laptop, and I thought that was going to be it. I wasn't going to be able to get any more laptops or anything like that. And I had a bit of a scare with it. So I took it to a friend's house, and I was gonna play some games on it because I downloaded like a fighting game and whatnot. And I took it to a friend's house so me and him can play it. And I took the charger that was to the previous Asus laptop that I was talking about, the one with the iCore 5 CPU, and I stuck it inside the laptop. When I realized my mistake, I immediately took the shit out and I plugged in the charger that came along with it. This big thing, this big brick. Plugged it inside the laptop and looked at the screen, and it wasn't charging. Like, I went over here, and you see how it says 99% and it says not charging? Yeah, that's what the fuck I saw. right? And I immediately started panicking. And I was like, what, like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why is it not fucking charging? Right? So, I took it back to Micro Center, right? And explained my concerns because, I was playing, what really concerned me was the fact that, that not only was it not charging, but when I was trying to play my PS2 game on this laptop, it was slowing down, and I didn't know why. I tried everything. I was like, there's no, I was like, this is impossible. Like, there's no way in hell that my PS2 emulator should be slowing down. Like, this is a legitimate gaming laptop. It's plugged in. It should be receiving some kind of charge. Like, it was running as if it was unplugged, and it wasn't. So, I didn't know what to make of it. So I took it, I took it back to Micro Center, to figure out what the fuck was going on with it. And, the guy told me, he was like, yeah, well, Asus has like this, Asus has like this feature with the battery where it charges up to a certain point, and it doesn't exactly, charge up all the way. Like, it's just something that Asus set up within their laptop so that the battery can last longer, basically. And I was like, oh, okay. So the conversation actually just started veering towards the laptop that I was really after, which was the G752. And the guy suggested that I can actually trade this laptop in order for me to get a model that's like a generation behind this one. And I was like, really? He was like, yeah, all you got to do is just pay the difference. And the guy looked it up, and he saw that he had the laptop in stock, which I'm about to show you in a minute. Which one is it? Not this one. Nah, it's not this one either. Yeah, I think this is the one. Yeah. So he looked up the Asus Republic of Gamers GL752-VY, right? And this is basically what it looks like. See, has like that stealth fighter look to it. He looked up online. He looked up inside of his database and seen if he had it or not, and he actually had it. And I was like, cool. How much do I gotta pay in order for me to, trade up for this? He was like, oh, nothing, man, just $100. And I was like, shit, sweet. It was a 17-inch. It was an actual 17-inch gaming laptop, legit. Like, this was practically my first 17-inch gaming laptop ever. And I was like, fuck yeah, I traded that motherfucker in, man. He brought that motherfucker out of the box. Well, he didn't bring it out of the box. He actually just brought it to me. And, the box was real nice. Oh, man. And, well, the difference between this and the one that I traded in was the fact that it had an Intel iCore 7 6th generation, not 4th generation, like the one, like it has right here. Nah, like this one was like a whole nother monster altogether. It was a really nice machine. I was thinking like, oh shit, I was actually going to stick with this until I found out that I could actually trade up and get the one that I actually wanted, which was the G752. And I was like, well, shit. So Micro Center has like this, what is this? Oh, that's my boy. Doing what he does best. Breaking ankles. Let me see. Going Going old school. So get back over here to this screen. Should have actually had these in order, these tabs. But yeah, like this was a really decent machine. So I mean, basically my whole message here in this video is that if you just so happen to have a Micro Center in your area and you want you a gaming laptop, you can actually just do the same thing as I did and just start trading up for the one that you actually want, and that, you know, you can actually start trading up for the one that you want to settle with. And I could definitely recommend this laptop. I mean, shit, it has 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM. It has a 6th generation iCore CPU. And of course, it comes, you know, like all Republica Gamer Asus laptops, they come pre-installed with gaming software like Gaming First, which I heard that you should delete at all costs. Like, I haven't deleted the one off of my laptop yet. Like, I'm just keeping it just in case. But yeah, has a really powerful gaming performance. Has a NVIDIA GTX 960 graphics card with full DirectX 12 support. You know, it's not really a bad machine. I liked it, and plus it has like some pretty decent loudspeakers. Not to mention a nice keyboard. You know. And plus, I like the design. I love this this metal stealth fighter look to it. You know, loved it. So after having basically Micro Center has this thing where if you buy a laptop from them, as long as you keep it, you know, in pristine condition for 2 weeks, because that's your time limit, you have at least 2 weeks to check it in, right? And you can basically trade up for the laptop that you want, while they, you know, take the laptop that you get, and you know they do like procedures on it, like memory wiping and virus removal. Like, they do all that before they sell it back on the market, and sometimes they have to reinstall the OS before they sell it back. But you know, when they sell it back, it's going to be pre-owned, or as they call it, open box, and they're going to sell it, you know, of course, for lower than what you would actually pay for it new, you know, straight out of the box. So it's a really nice thing that they got going on over here at Micro Center. I mean, I wasn't able to get my gaming laptop if it wasn't for Micro Center in the first place, having this whole exchange program. Well, not exchange program, but like that, having this whole, you know, having that whole thing set up. So after keeping this for about 2 weeks, eventually I was able to get this, you know, the actual Asus Republic Gamers G752, right? Now, here's the thing. When I got this laptop, I actually got it pre-owned at first, because that was all I could afford at the damn time. And of course, since it was open box, you know, it was actually taken care of. So I'm not gonna, hold on, I'm finna change the music right quick. You know, it was actually really good game music, despite it being so damn old. And plus, if you ever played this game when you was a kid, your childhood was awesome. And the background music is made by none other than these guys called the Fallen Brothers, Tim and GL Fallen. That's neither here nor there. So let me get back to the laptop. So yeah, I actually got this laptop open box, right? But here's the thing: it was pre-installed, it was already pre-installed with Windows 10 on it. So I wasn't able to get none of the the software that came along with this laptop in the first place. Like the pre-installed software, like Gaming First and Gaming Center, and none of that shit. I actually had to go to Asus's website and get the drivers and get the actual pre-installed software on there. But it just didn't come with any of that shit. I had to actually go on there and get it myself. But I was still missing like some key pre-installed software that came along with this laptop. It didn't come with the lifetime subscription to XSplit. It didn't come with any of that. No Sonic Studio, like none of that shit. So, my strategy was real simple. I kept this laptop for about 2 weeks, and then I traded it in for an actual for pretty much the same laptop, but only brand new, like straight, like unopened, and had the software and all that. And I didn't really pay much for it. I think I paid maybe either $100 difference or a $200 difference at the time. So let's do the math. I paid $800 plus tax, which is $850 for this. Paid $107 to trade up for this, so that's $900 right there. And paid another $200 difference to get the VT. So that's like $1,000. Yeah, that's like $1,100 right there, right? And I think I either had to pay like a $200 difference just to get like the actual new one. But I had plenty of time to do it. Like, you see what I mean? Like, you have 2 weeks to save up and get whatever money that you need in order for you to actually trade up and do this. It doesn't take long. I mean, if you get paid every week and whatnot, it's easy. But, if you get paid every 2 weeks, oh boy, you better hope you get direct deposit or something, because, yeah, you're on it's coming down to the wire at that point. So to pretty much wrap this video up and make the long story short, so after finally getting the actual G752 out of the box, I was actually going to settle for this, right? But when I heard about the model above this one, which was the VY, which had like the 980 graphics card in it, which is like the highest graphics card you can get, as well as the I didn't hear about the SSD, but I just wanted to trade up for it, just for at least for the graphics card. I mean, you don't have to do exactly what the fuck I did. I actually had to save up like $400 some dollars just to end up getting where is it at actually? What the fuck did I do with it? Well, this is the VY here, but like these are like higher models, really. But you know what the laptop looks like. I don't really have to show it. And that's pretty much how I was able to actually get the gaming laptop that I got. And this motherfucker is like, this fucking PC is just fucking awesome. Yeah. Actually, yeah, I think this pretty much concludes my video. I really don't have anything else to add. You know, I pretty much covered why, how I was able to get this laptop in the first place. You know, I really don't have anything else to add at this point. Alright guys, I think that's it, and I will see you guys later. ROG Strategist, over and out.